Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today we'll be talking about how to start a business. So there's one thing that someone has to consider when starting a business, and that is what type of a business, and that is what type of a business am I starting. And there's only two categories. And there's only two categories. That's product-based business or service-based business. What a product-based business is when a person says, I will sell these products, these tangible items in return for money. And what a service-based business is when a person says, I will complete certain tasks or I'll provide a certain service in return for money. You understand? So I like service-based businesses in that regard because any person or they can be started with very little money. You understand? So a person can say that, okay, I will wash people's dishes, and then people are gonna pay me a certain amount, or I'm gonna wash their shoes, I'm gonna clean their windows, I'm gonna clean something, or I'm good in taking photos and whatever, so I'm going to take other people's photos. Or a person can say, well, I'm good with my drawings, so I can offer portrait drawings services, and then you can go around and see if people want you to draw their faces and stuff like that. You understand? So it's very easy like that, and a person can start very small. Not to say that in a product-based business a person cannot start very small, but it's relatively easier in a service-based business to start very small and then move. Or if perhaps a person wants to sell products in the future but just doesn't have the money to start selling the products, so a person can start by first offering a certain service that he or she knows that he's good or she's good at, and then can turn around, take those proceeds from that service-based business that he has started or she has started, and put it in a product-based business. You understand? Because usually a product-based business will want you to go. In fact, a product-based business will want you to keep going and buying, and there's usually some hidden costs that are associated with it, whether of which, yeah, it depends on what type of a product that you are selling and where you are selling it. But I've come to realize, in fact I've come to realize that there's actually a lot that goes into product-based businesses. And also I can see on the internet that, yeah, especially on YouTube, there's a lot of people who have product-based business, like tangible products. I'm not talking about the electronic products like ebooks and stuff like that, but no, tangible products. Because there's packaging, and then you have to think about how are you going to ship this product that now you are selling, and you have to think about the labels. How am I going to label this? How can I ship this thing and make sure that it goes and the customer receives it still intact? You understand? So there's a lot, and there's hidden costs with each and everything there. Whereas I've found that in service-based businesses, especially that I'm running a service-based business right now, I run a sound rental business. So I found that there's a few costs that are associated with it. Of course, I'm just talking about from my own experience with running this type of a business. I'm just talking about from my own experience, and of course there might be some costs associated with running other types of service-based businesses. You understand? But with this one, it's like I can already foresee I can already know how much I am going to spend, and for the most part, the the expenses are paid by the customer. You understand? So that is the cost of the transportation of my the cost of transportation of my sound system. You understand? So I do not pay for the transportation of my sound. So everything is paid by the customer. You understand? So the customer rents my stuff, and then the customer pays for the transport there, and then the transport for it to come back to me. You understand? So the reason why I lean more towards service-based businesses is that I started a product-based business, and I realized that I actually like service-based businesses more. You understand? So we tried to sell this product. It was actually cleaning supplies. You understand? So we tried selling them back in February, and yeah, it was very tough selling them. And I thought to myself that yeah, I guess it's very, the thing with product based business is that people already have their most trusted um, brands that they are already using. Perhaps you wanna sell perfumes, you wanna sell detergent also. Now you're going to have a very hard time in trying to convince the people to actually your stop buying their trusted items, you understand, from Shoprite or any other big retailer, and now to start coming to you to buy your item. You understand, especially if you are working with a very limited budget. I mean, you only have, because we went to some factory, if I can call it that, but it was a production factory, if I can call it like that. Yeah, and we bought these detergents there, and then we packaged them ourselves, and we tried selling them. You understand? So it was very hard trying to convince the people, because we didn't even have the money for packaging, like stickers and stuff like that. Branding, yeah, we didn't have the money for branding, so people were looking at our stuff, and then they were like, they didn't trust basically our stuff. So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be kind of difficult to start a product based business other than a service based business in that regard, because a product based business, usually you have to have a big enough budget, you understand, so that you can brand your thing very well. And also, but still there'll be still some challenges, whereas in a in a service-based business, you just have to, you understand, provide the service. So in that regard, I lean more towards service-based businesses. So I really do think, even if like you have a product-based businesses, even if like you have your product-based business in your mind, I would say that first start with a service-based business, and then perhaps after you've gotten, enough money that you can work with, now you can play with, then you can start taking that money and funneling it to your product based business, because there will be a lot of work there, honestly, that needs to be done. In my own experience, in my own little experience, than they will be in a service based business. So yeah, I'd say I love service-based businesses because of that, because they are very easy to start, and there aren't a lot of costs that you have to consider with them. So yeah,